Apparently, in the 1940s, W.C. Fields coined the adage, never work with children or animals. I can guess why. They often miss their marks, can slow down production, and, worst of all, will probably steal scenes because they're so darn cute. Animals might be the easier of the two. They can be trained, you can have multiple lookalikes with various functions, and they're definitely cheaper. But what do you do if the script needs children to make it work, especially if the source material centers around specific children as the main characters? There are certainly plenty of amazing young performers out there. Looking back at films I've seen, Dakota Fanning in I Am Sam comes instantly to mind. She was 7. As does Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense. He was 11. Another would be Freddie Highmore in Finding Neverland. He was 9. Breathtaking exhibitions of pure, natural acting talent on display. All 3 of them. If there are any young performers who impressed you, let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, think about leaving a like or subscribing to my channel if you make it all the way through and enjoy this video. Anyway, movies are not the real problem, though. One and done, no worries. This is also true for single-season miniseries, but with something ongoing and spanning several seasons, the true risk has a chance to rear its terrifying head. Kids, grow up. That being said, to be fair, movies are not always immune to this problem. During the filming of 2003's Peter Pan, Jeremy Sumpter played the title role. He was 13 at the time of filming, and puberty kicked in hard. He grew several inches in height over the course of shooting, resulting in costume redesigns, enlargements of certain sets like the bedroom window Peter enters through to maintain size continuity with Sumpter's growing body, and the utilization of camera tricks so that Hook could keep his height advantage over Peter. It all worked out, though. Yes, kids get older, they get taller, their bodies and voices start to change, and it sometimes gets harder to maintain the illusion of the character's age. I suppose the most high-profile example of this recently is Stranger Things. When Netflix dropped Season 1 in 2016, the cast were all basically age-appropriate. That season was set in 1983, and the main characters were in 6th grade, making them around 12 years old. Millie Bobby Brown was 12, Finn Wolfhard was 13, Noah Schnapp was 11, Caleb McLaughlin was a bit older at 14, and Gaten Matarazzo was 13. Season 2 was set in 1984, 1 year later. Season 3 followed suit to 1985. Season 4 was set in 1986, also roughly 1 year later. The 5th and final season has yet to air and will be set in 1987. 12-year-old characters progress year after year from 13 to 14 to 15 and finally 16. But filming for the 5th season took place in 2024. Filming for Season 1 took place around the end of 2015 and finished in early 2016. We're looking at 8 to 9 years between the shooting of Season 1 and the shooting of Season 5. The characters, once played by largely age-appropriate performers, will now be 16 in the story, but played by people ranging from 20 to 22. This is what can happen with a long, ongoing series where children play major roles. Look at Lost. An important character in the first season, Walt, was 10 years old. The actor, Malcolm David Kelly, was 12. In that series, events on the island take place over weeks to months through the course of the show, even though years are passing in real time for the actors between the airing of various seasons. A 10-year-old, played by a 12-year-old in 2004, becomes a 10-year-old played by a 13-year-old in 2005. You can see where this is heading, I trust. The creators painted themselves into a corner with this plot point. So Walt and his in-show father, Michael, were both written out at the end of the 2nd season. Can you imagine Malcolm David Kelly still playing a 10-year-old when he was old enough to drive a car in real life? It took that many seasons for the survivors of Flight F-15 to get off the island. Ouch. What can be done? One idea is to keep characters adolescent or post-puberty and cast actors that look young. We have Michael J. Fox in Family Ties and Back to the Future, Ralph Macchio in The Karate Kid, Tom Holland as Peter Parker in the MCU's Spider-Man outings, and Zendaya, for that matter, Then again, we also have some of the male cast of Beverly Hills 90210 playing high school boys with suspicious hairlines. It has been kind of accepted that teenagers in ongoing television series, especially the male characters, will be played by actors that look much older than kids of that age in reality. Aging up the characters from the source material is another option, but it takes something away from the original work when this is done. Motivations that seem realistic for a child don't seem so realistic for a young adult. Reactions to situations from a 10-year-old ring false if that character is aged up to 16. Percy Jackson was 12 in the first book, but with the casting of Logan Lerman, he was aged up to about 17 for the first movie. It didn't work, and the film series was abandoned after 2 movies. In the rebooted streaming series, 13-year-old Walker Scobell was cast. It worked much better, and now, with 2 seasons in the bag, we have a 3rd season on the way. Another idea is to shoot as much as possible within a tight time period, as we are seeing with this new Percy Jackson series that I mentioned, so the performers can age in time with the characters. This didn't happen with Stranger Things, but we saw it at the start of the Harry Potter film series. When initially cast, Daniel Radcliffe was 11, Rupert Grint was 12, and Emma Watson was 10. The characters they played were all 11, so it was fairly spot on. The films came out in 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, and so on. The final film was split into 2 parts and released in 2010 and 2011. But it is those first 4 that set the pace. 2001, they were 11 years old, played by 11, 12, and 10. 2002, they were 12 years old, played by 12, 13, 11. 2004, they were 13 years old in the movie, played by 14, 15, and 13. 2005, they were 14 in the film, played by 15, 16, and 14. It's pretty close, and after that it was pretty easy to maintain the illusion because they'd all entered adolescence and gone through the bulk of puberty, I'm going to say. Now a rebooted streaming series retelling the stories of the Harry Potter novels is on the way with an all-new cast of characters. There have been enough casting failures and successes to varying degrees for the powers that be to come up with something that maintains the illusion of the characters and their ages. We have Dominic McLaughlin, 11, as Harry Potter, also 11. We have Alastair Stout, age unknown but believed to be from 9 to 11, so let's say 10, as Ron Weasley, 11. We have Arabella T. Stanton, 11, as Hermione Granger, 11. Spot on. Each season is supposed to cover 1 book, and filming for the first season is underway as of the making of my video. I have no idea if they will be filming several seasons back to back, or how they plan to distribute the shooting schedule, but the entire show is set to be developed over the course of a decade. Season 1 is to drop sometime in 2027, so they may well have seasons 2 and possibly season 3 in the can when season 1 airs. Here's hoping. Anyway, there are some incredibly talented kids out there, and their careers are often handcuffed by their ages and the unknowns of how they will grow and develop as they get older, especially in this era of streaming series. I, for one, feel it is better to respect the source material, if there is any, and keep characters at the ages they're supposed to be rather than age them up for production convenience. I also think that casting age-appropriate performers, while at times troublesome, is the best way to go. After the success of It in 2017, I think Hollywood got the memo that an age-appropriate cast in a mature film dealing with extreme subject matter could put butts in seats. A $704 million return on a $40 million budget proved it. So here's hoping that this new Harry Potter series does well, that those kids show their stuff, and that filmmakers keep finding young talent and giving them a chance to shine. If you have any thoughts on this topic, or any young actors you want to shout out, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in more videos on entertainment topics of all kinds, please leave a like to let me know, and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.